And there you are. Good to see you guys. We are back for some more post disclosure talk. Awesome to see everybody in here, all our friends. Good to welcome. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday, starting into Monday. If you are on a certain part of the planet, and we're going to be talking a little bit about there's an unbelievable amount of news. We're going to be talking a little bit about some just a few updates. There's kind of a big update in the JP Missions fan club, right? First, and we're talk a little bit about a few comments that were made public by Congressman Tim Burchett. I was going to say Senator. Um, and we're going to be giving some updates on inspiration. We are getting close. We're getting close to launch. And we're gonna let's talk about all that. Okay. Let's see who's in the chat here. Of course, Arg's in here. Can't do a stream without Arg. And let's see. Hey, Lee, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. This is going to be awesome. Happy Sunday to Brother Lee. T and Telly. Oh, I saw you, or was it you, or was it Francesca the other day? Was it you, or was it Francesca? Good to see. Thank you, T and Telly, for popping in here. And awesome to see all of you. Okay. And to all the lurkers. So, what does it feel like to you guys? What does it feel? Isn't there a different feeling in the air? There certainly is for me. And it's not just the fact that summer is done here in the northern hemisphere. It's not, or getting close to over. It's not done yet. But people are going back to school. People going back to work. Things are getting ready. People are talking about Halloween, about the fall, like Maria. And okay, sorry guys. All right, let me turn off all these notifications. And so, but apart from that, there's a different feeling in the air. There's different energy in the air, and you start to see all kinds of. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let me just take care of one thing. All right. Make sure this is done. I want to close all these notifications. Yes. PJ has 100 things open on his computer. Okay. All right. So, there's something different in the air, and there's something different in the air, and I think it's progress. What's different in the air, and I can't put my finger on it, but there's an energy of progress. I think there's an energy of progress in people's lives. I think there's an energy of progress with the whole UFO disclosure thing. I think there's an energy of progress in general with society and with people in general on a personal level. Now, you're going to hear a lot about this. Oh, everything's crazy and chaotic and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't view it that way. Sometimes progress means change. And progress is change. and therefore change can be something that can be unsettling at times for people, right? Or it can be, it's just the fear of the unknown. And this is not a coaching stream, but the fear of the unknown can always be a little bit unsettling, right? And hey, Thomas, good to see Thomas Vitale in here. Good to see you, my friend. Awesome to see Thomas in here. Welcome, Thomas. And she popped in to say hi. What, Francesca popped in to say hi? Great to see you, Francesca and Thomas. And oh my God, it's Man Hands. It's Man Hands in here. Man Hands is in the house. Guys, make sure you're using your trusted. Oh, whoa, we're on the other channel. I gotta do a. Maria, do me a favor. Put in Man Hands' channel, if you don't mind. Put in Man Hands' channel, if you don't mind, and make sure people are subscribing to Jim. We just started. Okay, so so progress. There's an air of progress in the air. There's an air of progress in the air. Okay, there's an energy of progress in the air, and that means change. And sometimes that can mean feeling unsettled, right? Or it can feel you can feel unsure. And so when all these people are talking about things being chaotic and etc. And I do think, by the way, that the unsettling feeling might cause some people to be extra unsettled at certain moments, or extra emotional at certain moments, or extra or people might react more instead of responding to things, right? We've talked about that in the coaching streams, about the difference between people reacting and people responding to situations. And the more healthy option, of course, is to respond, to take a second and respond, not the knee-jerk reaction, right? You're not the knee-jerk reaction to a situation. All right. So, hey, Nemesis of Eden, thank you for joining us. Hey, beautiful beings. I hope you're doing well today, and we hope you are too, my friend. And it's good to see Nemesis in here. And thank you. That is Man Hands channel, James Man Hands Reckert from Seinfeld. You guys remember him? Seinfeld, the guy with the hands, the guy who's all in Jerry's face with the hands. He was actually a charming, beautiful woman who was dating Jerry, but the hands were all Jim's hands. So back to what we're talking about now. So basically, we are at the start of lots of changes that are coming, very likely. And to be at the start of all these changes, well, I think we're not just at the start. I think we're way into the start, right? But in certain ways, it's still the tip of the iceberg, right? And so it's still the tip of the iceberg. And what we're going to be seeing is probably more people feeling unsure, unsettled, et cetera. And but gradually, people will start to assimilate changes, these new changes. Changes, new ideas, new situations, new scenarios, even new realities, right? And so, anarchy, no. So change can be good, and obvious, and a lot of times things are in the perspective of the beholder, right? So when we keep that positive mindset, we interpret things in a certain way. All right. First thing I want to look at. The first thing we want to look at is JP made a huge. This is not our friend Egotastic here we're talking about. This is JP Missions. Now, JP Missions is the guy, the recently retired Army personnel who. I'm going to share this with you. I don't usually play. I will play it like tiny clips, right? And then send you to the video. But it's a 2-minute clip and it's a huge announcement. And I'm going to put it in the chat as well. But and I want you guys to go and watch. I'm sorry, go subscribe to JP's channel. But we're going to share this. Here, how do we share, PJ? Rusty. I should be streaming every day. That way it won't be rusty. That way you won't be rusty. That way you won't be rusty, PJ. And yep, that way you won't be so rusty.
Stay on target there now, Pidge.
Oh, I didn't think you. I thought we talked that you're not popping into the inspiration streams here, Arg. All right. So let me just make sure I put this in the chat as well. So this is the link to JP's channel. So and we don't know JP. We're just commenting on this very big news. So, and the big news is, of course, that he kind of has revealed. He has revealed who he is, and he's finally. Yeah, we're obviously he's been wearing this. We've been seeing him wearing this helmet forever, or a ski mask, or his lately he's been wearing his green Army ski mask. But here we go. Let's see if we can listen to JP's announcement.
I'm really happy to be here. You can do it! It's really, this past couple of months in the United States, it's getting tough, Now we got the psionic crew calling in UFOs, and they're talking in Congress now. Everybody saw that?
And so he's obviously talking about the disclosure hearings that have been going on, and we're going to be looking at a little clip of Congressman Tim Burchett later.
And I've never been so proud in my life. See so many beautiful people here. You guys are amazing. And I know.
I'm not sure what we're getting that constant pixelation, because I watched it before. It wasn't pixelated. Anyway.
You guys are waiting for something that you guys been waiting for. You guys want me to take it off? That's what I was putting up. Let's go. Let's do a countdown.
Well, look at that. That's JP. We finally we finally got a glimpse of that. And he has been so he's been so he's been fine. He's been talking about this for years, right? And actually, it's interesting because JP has he's been talking to Dr. Sala for many years before he started doing those audio visual updates, and he's been referred. He's a reference in some of Dr. Sala's books, and so for him, this is huge. It's not just for him. Some people might think this. Well, yeah, he's been hiding his identity for a couple of years, but he's been, this is a much longer journey for him, I think. So, I mean, not his whole life, but I don't think, but so the link I put comes back to me. What? Oh, wait a second. Hold on, let me correct that 1 second. Thank you, Maria. Oh, 1 second. There's this little thing with StreamYards here that's starting to drive me a little crazy. Hold on. All right. All right. Let me just make sure I put in the right link. And that's weird. It comes back to me, huh? Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. Okay.
For anyone experiencing,
this is the correct link. So I must have put in the wrong link. So this is JP's channel. Okay. That is the correct one. Thank you, Maria. So yeah. So big news. This is big news, and congratulations to him. And I hope his things go well, and he stays safe. And at this point for him, it probably just be better to be out in the public anyway, completely out in the public. So many blessings to JP there, and I'm sure he will. This is just one more phase of his journey that begins, a new phase of his journey. So let me want to go to the next topic here, and ARG. Let's see. All right. I was going to ask ARG something, but I think it's better not to. It's better not to. Okay. By the way, while I'm retrieving this, Maria Tiantelli has got some interesting stuff coming. Make sure you're subscribed to Maria. And okay. Let's see. All right. So we're going to go to Dr. Sala's Twitter here, X account, and make sure you guys are subscribing to JP and Dr. Sala, by the way. And we're gonna go to Dr. Sala's Twitter account here, and he was retweeting, he's commenting and retweeting something about something from the UAP. UAP Reporting Center. You guys are seeing this, right? All right, and we're going to see. So they've been having the hearings last. Well, they were about 10 days ago, and there's been lots of little comments around that they're not getting really much news, right? But we see here at the comments that Congressman Burchett is making, Tim Burchett is making from Tennessee, he's literally, see, this is very interesting because sometimes in a very, very short period of time, one of these people who are involved in this process will say, and this is a little over a minute long, and they will say a bunch of things, and in a span of a minute or 30 seconds or a couple of minutes or whatever. And these are things that you would never, ever hear a congressman say 10 years ago, right? Just 10 years ago. You know what? Actually, you would not even hear him say it a couple of years ago. So let's listen to these comments from Congressman Burchett. He's the real deal. He is, and when I say he's the real deal, I'm saying he's the real deal, and the fact that he is actually doing his job of serving the people, right? And he's not just serving the people of his state; he's serving the people of his country. And to be honest, he's serving people, humanity, right? Him and Paulina Luna and several people who are really pushing for this. So let's see if we get the volume up. And so he's walking around, going from building to building or home or something, and the reporters are asking him about the hearings.
What if these are entities that are here on this earth, that have been on this earth, who knows how long, and that we think they're coming in from way out. Maybe they did millennia ago, but they're here, and they're in these deep water areas. And that's why, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on there. And we have a higher propensity of sightings around these 5 or 6, I believe, deep water areas. And so for me, it just it creates a question there. And then when we have naval personnel telling me that we have these sightings and that there's these underwater craft they're chasing that are doing hundreds of miles an hour, and the best we've got is something that's maybe just a little under 40 miles an hour. So I got a lot of questions about that stuff, and that's pretty amazing. I want you guys to hear that again, and we'll talk about it. And please, share comments or opinions. Or this is unprecedented for, and even it's unprecedented even for him to be just talking about it even this casually. Let's hear this one more time. What if these are entities that are here on this earth, that have been on this earth, who knows how long, and that we think they're coming in from way out. Maybe they did millennia ago, but they're here, and they're in these deep water areas. And that's why, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on there. And we have a higher propensity of sightings around these 5 or 6, I believe, deep water areas. And so to me, it just it creates a question there. And then when we have naval personnel telling me that we have these sightings and that there's these underwater craft they're chasing that are doing hundreds of miles an hour, and the best we got is something that does maybe just a little under 40 miles an hour. So I got a lot of questions about that stuff, and I mean.
So yeah, very, very remarkable. Now he's specifically talking about he's specifically talking about the oceans here, right? Or large bodies of water, at least. And he's more specifically talking about the oceans. It's remarkable that we can even have this conversation now, because you could not have this conversation in public, and you would not have reporters asking you these questions, and obviously it stems from some of the testimony and hearings, right? But one thing we've heard a lot about is the naval involvement, right? In the naval involvement and all these and these secret space programs, right? So I think that again, I'm sharing this with you guys because a lot of you guys have not seen this, and this is I think like there's just this little clip here is extraordinary, right? And again, we saw Dr. Sala had retweeted this, but this is from the UAP Reporting Center, right? And I am gonna put in the post the link to the post, right? The UAP Reporting Center. And hello, Connie. Good to see you, my friend. Awesome to see you. Good to see you. And I have been catching you on streams every once in a while. I pop in and see Connie there. It's great to see Connie joining the streaming world. So that is the link, guys. That is the link to the post, the UAP Reporting Center. And I see there's a couple of there's more people popping in here now. To all the lurkers, we're going to watch this one more time. I think that this gentleman is really, really, really doing an amazing, amazing job as a public servant. Being a public servant, being in politics is it's not easy. It's interesting because we need leaders who are less politicians and more leaders, right? And of course, the way things are set up with campaigns and stuff leads to people having to go through this process, right, of this popularity contest, or whatever you want to call it, right? I mean, it's a little more than a popularity contest, but in a nutshell, like that's kind of what it is. And so you get public servants who a lot of times are more about serving themselves, right? And this is not just in the States. This is in Europe and in all parts of the world. And you get public servants who are more about serving themselves. And this guy, I obviously I'm a student of human behavior, and there's a lot of things that you can say about this guy he is true blue in many ways, right? And there's a certain humility to him, and you do feel he's very competent, and you also feel that this is his vocation. He's very much in service, right? So for those of you guys, a couple of you guys have just several people are just joining us now, and I want to play this one more time. Again, this is a reporter talking to I keep on saying senator. Maybe he's going to be senator someday. To Congressman Tim Burchett from who's been, kind of one of the leaders of the UAP hearings. And this is from the UAP Reporting Center on X, formerly known as Twitter.
What if these are entities that are here on this earth, that have been on this earth, that who knows how long?
So when he said, by the way, let's break this down. When he says, who knows how long, we all, well, not everybody knows, but many of you know, especially you guys who are watching and here, many of you guys know that that Christopher Columbus, right before rediscovering, let's call it, right before rediscovering the Americas, right before landfall, right? He had his, UFO encounter, and he had his lights, and it's not clear if it was in the air or in the water or both. I think it's probably both. But Columbus's crew, those 3 last ships that he had, experienced that UAP sighting, right? That UFO sighting. They apparently saw lights in the water and the sky. It's not, it's not clear. Actually, we're doing research on that, and hopefully we'll get I want to get the exact account that his I think it was in his logbook, right? Let's continue.
Have been on this earth, who knows how long, and that we think they're coming in from way out. Maybe they did millennia ago, but they're here. They're in these deep water areas, and that's why. I mean, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on there. And we have.
So basically, if Columbus is having these sightings all this time ago, if he was having these sightings way back then, and we have all these accounts of native peoples from all parts of the world that are talking about these incidents or contacts or whatever we're talking about here now has been around, or they have been around. This phenomena has been around, right, for millennia, probably. And that's what he says. He says millennium. And it's important to keep in mind that that. One second. It's important to keep in mind that what we're talking about, because a lot of people don't connect, especially in the modern Western world. Some people are not connecting that this phenomena is not new, right? And a lot of people, there's a lot of talk about the 1947, and we're going to talk a little bit about that too. Roswell, right? As of Roswell, probably as of Roswell, something happens, right? After World War II and all the nuclear bombs being detonated and stuff. Something's happening right after World War II, and even during World War II, right? And prior. But this phenomena has been around for a lot longer.
That's why, I mean, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on there. And we have a higher propensity of sightings around these 5 or 6, I believe, deep water areas. And so to me, it just it creates a question there. Then when we have naval personnel telling me that we have these sightings and that there's these underwater craft they're chasing that are doing hundreds of miles an hour, and the best we've got is something that's maybe just a little under 40 miles an hour. So I got a lot of questions about that stuff, and I mean,
so it's like, and when we see these phenomena, these phenomena in the air, we see them going, whizzing by, aircraft that are going beyond the speed of sound already, and doing things that are physically impossible within our three-dimensional frame of reality. So again, a lot of these, and to be able to move through water like that is just remarkable. So this whole thing about like whatever this phenomena is, it seems to be able to transcend like our regular time and space world, right? Universe. And I'm not a physicist, so I'm not wording it properly, but if you're able to go through water or air or water for that matter, that fast, you're obviously not, this is not a resistance issue with air or water, right? A physics resistance issue. This is something. And whether it's, like we see in Star Trek about this forming this bubble around your craft and just like avoiding, 3D space at all, and kind of just getting through it in this bubble, right? That gets you through 3D space. Whatever it is, it's not, it's not something, whatever it is, it's not something that is resistance based. It's not resistance based to the air or the water, right? Hey Mambi, how you doing? And good to see Connie and Brother Lee. And let's move on to our next topic. Now we talked about 1947, right? We've talked briefly about 1947, and let me just pull something up. Now, okay, we're going to talk about 1947 for a sec, right? We're going to talk about 1947 for a second. And this is what I'm looking for. Okay. Well, that's not exactly what I was looking for, but all right. So this is a random post, right? And hello, Yesin again. Good to see you, my friend. Awesome to see you. Thank you for joining us. Funny movie. All right. We're going to be talking about 1947. So 1947, in I think it was June or July of 1947, we had the Roswell incident, right? And you guys have obviously, this has been talked about before, especially in this crowd of who takes interest in this. And this is just a regular post from X, right? For Patriot Wayne. I'm not familiar with Patriot Wayne, but I just popped up. Let's see. Do I follow Patriot Wayne? I guess I don't. All right. But we're going to give him a follow. So thank you for okay. So we follow a bunch of people. We follow everybody. All right. So this is a great post. 78 years of air power. 78 years of birthday. This month of September was celebrated the 78th birthday of the United States Air Force, which was established from the air wing of the U.S. Army. And that's a nice, cool commercial here for the U.S. Air Force. And of course, those of us who love Stargate. Those of us. Wait a second. Those of us who love Stargate, I was thinking we might get hit for something here from YouTube, I mean. Those of us who love Stargate, of course, U.S. Air Force all the way, SG-1. But so Roswell happens, right? And there's Roswell, and there's a second incident that's talked about. But anyway, Roswell happens June, July, right? I think it was June or July of 1947. And all of a sudden, you get the creation of the United States Air Force like 2 months later, right? 2-3 months later. I find it fascinating. I find it, it's, there's no coincidences, right? Or there may be some, but there's not that many coincidences. And honestly, I think it's a very telling thing that the U.S. Air Force was created, right? And what's interesting too is that later when you see, like, all right, we're talking about SG-1, right? Stargate Atlantis, Stargate SG-1. The more and more we go down this disclosure path, the more the whole Stargate franchise, right? First you have the movie, of course, but the whole the TV series, the TV franchise, the more the TV franchise looks like Disclosure. And there were two, I don't remember exactly their names, but there were two, not once, but twice. The head of the Air Force was a guest on SG-1. Not only that, but when we talk with people like our friend executive producer Joe Malazzi, or when you talk to Brad, we didn't talk to Brad, but when you talk to Brad Travelers on Twitter, the showrunner, when you listen to Brad, he talks a lot about the fact that they had U.S. Air Force consultants on set. That's remarkable. It's remarkable. And what's interesting too? What's really interesting too, it wasn't even shot like the most of Stargate, I think, or all of Stargate, wasn't even shot in the United States, right? Most of it was shot in Canada, in Ontario, and Vancouver. So I think that is a telling sign. That espresso. Okay. Good to see Lee. Good to see all of you guys. Awesome to see all of you guys saying hi to each other. And we're going to move on to our next topic, right? What do we have up next, PJ? And so we have, you know what? I want to play this U.S. Air Force commercial now. So we played the whole thing, right? And it starts over. So, yeah, we'll play that in honor of their service. And of course, if any part of Stargate franchise is true. We have these people are not just serving, the United States, North America. They are serving the planet, really. So we honor them with that recognition. And let's take a look here at going back to Dr. Michael Sala's channel. We're going to see, but you know what? I'm going to walk you guys through this because some of you guys have been checking him out, but some of you guys have been checking him out, but I want to just walk you through what he does is his MO with uploading, right? And so okay. Oh, I gotta share it, Peach. You gotta share it. You gotta share it, PJ. Where is it?
Stay on target there now, Pidge.
I thought you weren't going to chime in on inspiration streams, Art. It's going to confuse people. I thought we talked about that. Although Maria's here, she loves ARG. She loves ARG. So let's see. Okay. So Dr. Sala's channel. Let me first of all put the link. I think I have too many windows open. I'm getting confused myself. All right. This is the link that I am looking at right now. So I'm going to put that in. This is the link that I'm looking at. And to everybody who's popping in here now, welcome. Please share this out, guys. We are on the new channel, brand spanking new channel. And so it's helpful if you guys share it out. Thank you. Dr. Sala. Okay. All right. Let's go to his channel. Now, basically, so you go to, this is his home. And so if you go to the uploads that he has, here we saw that JP did his own, we see here that JP did his very own, commercials in Spanish on PJ's computer. He did his own reveal video there for Dr. Sala. So yeah, he did his own reveal video there for Dr. Sala because he's been working with Dr. Sala for so long. So all right, going back, when you go to his uploads and you see his uploads, he does. So he has his exopolitics today streams, right? Where he's talking strictly about exopolitics with a guest, and it's an interview, and guys, by the way, don't forget it's Tiantelli, Maria Tiantelli's birthday month. Make sure you say happy birthday to her. Happy birthday, Maria. We don't know exactly what day of the month it is, but since the month is coming to an end, happy birthday, because we haven't said it yet. So happy birthday, Tiantelli. All right. And the other thing he does a week in review. Okay, so the week in review, basically, he sums up the interviews that he's had, and he sums up the interviews that he's had. He talks about it in the review of the week, and he will bring up any news that has come up as well. And here he shows the clip that we showed about Congressman Tim Burchett in at some point, and the topic, and so much so that the thumbnail for this the thumbnail for his week in review is, of course, Secret Underwater Civilizations. And I really, this is really a nice one to watch. He talks about his, of course, his guests, like I said, and so former professor at American University. He left his professor job to go do this, right? And so I urge you guys to go watch this stream. This is a little, he's doing little comedy segments. But we have ARD for our comedy segments. We have ARD for our comedy segments. So thank you, ARD, for the comic relief.
Keep it up there now, Pidge.
Okay. He talks about the U.S. Advertisements. YouTube is trying to piss people off into going into getting YouTube Premium, or whatever it's called. He talks about he talks about a lot of things in here. So I'm going to put this. We're not going to play this. I want you guys to go check this out. I'm going to put this in the link in the chat, and you guys go and check this out. This will be under as well. I'll put this under afterward. Dr. Salah's week in review, his latest week in review. And I think he had already filmed it when JP had taken his mask off, so he's not in there. But okay, so that is kind of what we've been talking about for today. I want to also, let's see. I want to also give a little. Oh, Dr. Salah's talking here. Wow. So I want to talk a little bit about where things are going with inspiration, and so where things are going with Inspiration TV, where things are going with Inspiration Platform, where things are going in general. As you guys know, we have been working, it was kind of very secretive at first, right? We've been working on it for several years putting together the Inspiration Platform. The Inspiration Platform is a free speech, positivity social media platform for people who are positive minded and who want to inspire themselves, who want to grow, who want to make the world a better place, just like Judge Caprio did. And again, you guys know, I've mentioned it several times. We've been inspired by many, many people. Somebody who's a major inspiration for inspiration was, of course, Judge Frank Caprio, who passed very recently. And it was, of course, our intention in an ideal world, we would have been able to eventually sit down with Judge Caprio, and we had even started to ask him, and he was open to an interview, but he got sick very quickly, and of course he's not with us in that sense anymore. But we are going to do things. I want to do things that will emulate him and honor his work and his message, and we'll be talking more about that, and we'll figure out how to do that. But we're just we're just listen. Well, there's a lot of Judge Caprio fans in the world. It's remarkable because I was talking to a group of an online group that we have, and they're not from the States. And it was remarkable because half of the people in the group knew exactly who Judge Caprio was. They'd seen him on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and they knew who he was. And they were huge fans of Judge Caprio. It's unbelievable. It is like if you look at some of his social media accounts, you know, I think his Instagram is his biggest one, but it's not even representative of how many people he truly touched and how many people actually, you know, have heard about him. And maybe some people have learned about him after his passing now. But anyway, we're gonna figure out ways to honor him for being such an important inspiration. We're also going to talk about other people who've inspired the platform, and we are going to open up the platform. The big announcement that I have coming up this week, which I will sneak into this little segment here. I'm going to do a video on it, but the big announcement that we're going to make this week is that the Inspiration platform is in beta testing mode, and that means that you guys are going to be very soon be able to use it. You're going to be able to, you know, participate with it. Using it is going to be free, and there will be more premium stuff on there, which might not be free, but just kind of like the way Twitter is or X is. You're going to be able to get in there for free and register for free. But let me just say this: you can edit your posts without going premium, and Elon is not doing that for you. So anyway, one of the beta testers. We have one of the beta testers, of course, in the chat. So it's great, you guys, says Maria. It's nothing like you have seen before. Yes. A couple of beta testers in there. So thank you guys. Thank you for those wonderful comments. And listen, I think that you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised. And so more about the update. It's gonna, you know, it's operational in its beta testing mode, and there is going to be places for creators in there. There's going to be content. There's going to be courses. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. There's going to be recognitions of certain people, and we are going to be giving out inspiration awards to certain individuals who deserve it. And there is going to be audiovisual content that is new. There's going to be we're already working on, I don't even want to say this stuff because it's going to take us so long to get it done, but I've said that the documentaries are a real thing. I've already said it, so I'm going to say it again. It's all in motion. Funding is a big problem. So funding is a big problem. So what we're going to do is once we open it up, there will be ways for people to get the premium membership for very little. We're going to be coupons and stuff. So just amazing times for inspiration, guys. Lots of stuff coming. We're going to be addressing more and more the post-disclosure stuff, because this is the tip of the iceberg. It's the very top of the iceberg. And I know I know we've been going down this path and it for a while, and it feels like to people like us who've taken interest in this kind of stuff for so long, people like us who've taken interest in this stuff for so long, it feels like forever, right? Because I mean, some of us were kids when we started taking interest in this kind of disclosure stuff, right? And so it's been forever. It's been forever, but this is really, really, really the tip of the iceberg. And if what Congressman Burchett says is correct, and these people or these races that interact with us have been around for so very long, there is probably a lot to unpack there. A lot is probably not even the right word. It's probably, just mind-boggling what there is to unpack there. And I do want to say, I do want to say that even though probably most everybody who started the secrecy process, right, that probably started with President Truman, the secrecy process to thank you, Thomas. Thank you for the congratulations. Yeah, you're going to be, you guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love it. It's wonderful to see my buddy Thomas in here. Thomas and I go way back with friend Erica. Wonderful to see Thomas in here. Pintail on donkey, balloons, fireworks, you name it. But I asked to leave out the guess here. Wait, okay. For Mario, oh, your birthday. That's right. There's a lot to unpack, and it's oh yeah, okay. Sorry, I lost my chain of thought. It's mind-boggling in a certain way, right? But a lot of the people who started the secrecy process, listen, originally there was probably good reason. There was probably good reason for, especially because of a lack of knowledge of who we're dealing with, for the platform, balloons and for the platform. Okay. Leave out the guess your weight for and the okay. No weight guessing on the registration form for inspiration, of course. And okay. So I lost my chain of thought with Maria's comment here. Let's see. Oh, Peach, you need better sleep, Peach.
Stay on target there now, Pidge.
Oh, at least we got Arg here to keep us on target. Thank you, thank you, Arg. So, yeah, guys, you guys are going to be, I will be sending, by the way, to everybody who is appearing, everybody who appears regularly on the stream, I am going to be sending, I will be sending you guys personal invites to the Inspiration platform. Okay. So, yeah, you guys will be in there. Will be some of the first people in there. So, all right. Well, listen, I think that we have, what was there something? I was going to say something more. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? Oh, the Orville's been renewed. No. I wish the Orville's been renewed, officially renewed. I think we're definitely getting more Orville, by the way. One thing we're going to talk about more and more, by the way, I was talking about Stargate. Talking about the Orville. I was talking about Stargate, right? And being how Stargate was probably part of disclosure. What about Star Trek? Star Trek is way part of disclosure, and not officially, but it's an initiative, and or maybe officially too. But the Orville's a part of that too, on some level. The the Orville is an initiative to create awareness and to and I Seth said, what did Seth say? Seth said the to sum up season 3 in just one word, he said coexistence, right? Season 3 was about coexistence. And I think it was very appropriate, right? I think it was very appropriate. And it was a very positive message. Very positive message about a couple Orville fans in here. Yeah. A couple Orville fans in here. Well, lots of Orville fans in here, actually. What am I talking about? And I think season 3 really hit the mark with the message, right, of coexistence. And I think the message is very well done. And I think that message will continue in season 4 of coexistence, right? The importance of coexistence, and between coexistence between ourselves, right, and as a society, as a human society, and coexistence with whoever else we got here, like whoever else we share the planet with, like Tim Burchett said, and we're sharing it with underwater civilizations, with JP talks about and the ant people, and we're sharing it with the indigenous reptilian civilization, according to Lacerda Files, right? And the Sasquatch, right, who are kind of interdimensional, and that's kind of why nobody ever catches a Sasquatch, right? Probably. So, and whoever else we're sharing it with, right? And visitors from other places too. So, coexistence is important. And the big message with coexistence is just basically a message of love, right? Of love thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself, right? And treat thy neighbor as you would treat yourself, right? As you'd like to be treated. So it's a very, very Judge Cabrio message. So we are going to be bringing some very interesting interviews to Inspiration. That is kind of going to be where we kick things off with regards to audio-visual content for the platform. We're going to be bringing some interesting guests. You guys know, we've had some big guests on Orville Nation already. And Orville Nation is just going to fall under the umbrella of the Inspiration media umbrella, I guess. I don't know. I'm a psychologist, whatever the right term is. And we've had some. And by the way, we're going to have one of those. I hope to have one of those very important guests on again soon. Excuse me. Hope to have one of those very important guests on again soon. One in particular. The sci-fi aspect, the sci-fi culture, the nerd who's a fan of sci-fi, the everyday person who's a fan of sci-fi, is better prepared for all this disclosure stuff. Just keep that in mind. Which is, well, I'm not even going to get into that. But which I will just finish the sentence. Because sci-fi fans are better prepared for a lot of the disclosure stuff is one of the reasons that they have hijacked some of our sci-fi franchises and trying to market those ideas to other people. And they have literally said, people like Kurtzman and stuff have said, well, we're not marketing it to Trek fans, right? We're marketing it to teenage girls or to whatever. And I think the premise of that is an absolutely wonderful idea, but of course it was done in a very wrong way, in a very awkward, clumsy way, where you do not have to lose your regular audience, and you do not have to dumb it down for other audiences, right? As the teenage girls, but there's other audiences. Not, it's just not the typical sci-fi fan they're trying to market it to. Life is too short for all this. Life is too short for all this going on. Says Mombi. Sasquatch discovered the Dollar Shave Club. Now we don't recognize the Dollar Shave Club. What is the Dollar Shave Club? Hold your family and friends because life is too short. Absolutely, that's very true. Enjoy. That's a good point, Mombi. Enjoy and hold your friends and family close. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your day to day. By the way, enjoying your day to day in a healthy way, and sharing the love with your friends and family, and with strangers on the street as well, and people who are being nice to people. Living your life in a certain way has an impact and has a ripple effect. And all that has a massive ripple effect on our society. So instead of being freaking out about 3 days of darkness, like they talk about it, which is, if it ever happens, 3 days of darkness will probably just be like another big outage for a couple of days, where information, where there's a reset or something. Instead of worrying about catastrophic stuff or politics or this guy or Trump or whatever you worry about, right? Or the liberals or the conservatives or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, there's always something to worry about, right? Instead of worrying about all that stuff, live your life in an extraordinary way. And I had a conversation this week, by the way. And we're talking, and I'm going back to Judge Caprio about, and I know we're getting off post-disclosure topic, but not really, actually. We're actually not really getting off post-disclosure topic, because somebody like Judge Caprio was very proactive. He was very proactive. And that's one of the things, apart from his compassion and his message of love and compassion to everybody, he was extremely proactive in how he did things. And because he was that proactive, he was in a very structured system, the judicial system, right? And even our societal norms are very structured. So he was kind of rowing, a lot of times he's rowing in the opposite direction. He's rowing against the current, right? And the fact that he would row against the current, and the fact that he would be proactive in being nice to people, being kind to people, being compassionate to people, and believing in people and uplifting people, because he was so proactive in that, that's one of the main reasons that people are so drawn, are so drawn to him, right? And the proactivity component to inspiration is a big thing. We'll talk more about that. But being proactive in your daily life, I'm turning into this Coach Extreme PJ, but not really. It's not. This really is post-disclosure as well, because living your life in a certain way, right? Your daily life, trying to be the best version of you, trying to be the best version of you possible. That makes the world a better place, probably more than you know. And probably that ripple effect is greater than you think. So true, Thomas Patali says. Yes. Oh, Kurtzman. Don't say the K word in don't say the K word in here. Hey y'all, please make the algorithm gods happy and hit that. Thank you, Maria. All right, guys, we are going to wrap up. I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank everybody in the lurkers section. The lurkers section, and I just made that up. I just made that up.
What is it now, Maria?
Oh, you got a shout out from Arg. I guess that was for your birthday. All right. That's my eyes rolled. Yeah. I definitely think that I don't want to turn this to an Orville Nation complaining about Star Trek Stream, but that was years ago. But I do think that sci-fi has to be marketed to normies, right? And it does have to be marketed to normies, but staying true to what that sci-fi is and not bending over backwards to the point where the sci-fi just looks ridiculous and it looks cheap and it looks agenda driven. And you start talking about shows like Star Trek Discovery. I mean, those are just outright first couple seasons of Star Trek Discovery are just outright misandrist, right? And it's not inclusive. It's not inclusive to exclude. So anyway, the clock section. All right, guys. I want to say thank you to Mommy, to Maria, and I will hope you have a wonderful end to your birthday month, Maria. To Patali, to Thomas Patali, our friend Thomas, to Connie Cleary. Good to see you, Connie. To Dr. Adega Outlaw, who is lurking somewhere. He's always lurking. Dr. Adega is always lurking. To Lee, our brother Lee, Pastor Lee, who has pasteurized this stream by being here. To Yes and Again, CTD. Was CTD in here before, or did I see something? Man Hands, to Man Hands. Thank you to Man Hands for being here. Let's make sure you're subscribing to Man Hands and the new channel. Thank you. That's about as far back as I can go. Nemesis, and thank you. Everybody else who has been in here, guys. Many, many blessings to you. And you know what? I think we were talking about the Orville for a while. So we're going to do one Orville clip before we sign off. We're going to do one Orville clip before we sign off. A very positive one. Positive message.
We're about to enter unexplored space. I know you're all just as excited as I am, so let's give this everything we got, and may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you guys. Remember, everybody, keep your eyes peeled for Inspiration Platform invitations, exclusive invitations. All right, guys. Blessings to you all.